What up, y'all? Welcome back to some more Littleroot laddering. So today, we have a pretty interesting video. Wednesday, we had a Littleroot Rumble, and I decided I was going to play in it, and I played this team, and so I recorded the matches. Today, I played 3 of the rounds, and today we're going to showcase 2 of the best of 3 matches that I played. So, really excited to show this team off some more. This team is so fun. I cannot stress that enough. This team does so many different things that people don't anticipate, and I think we finally got to showcase like every aspect of this team in today's video. So make sure you like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff for the YouTube algorithm. Help us out, and yeah. All right, so first up, looks like I have my match against Protato. If I could do this correctly. Come on, people. I'm excited. You know, another week, another Rumble. And hopefully I don't embarrass myself with Swede's team. It's been fun. I've really, I can't stress that enough. I've really enjoyed this team. So let's get paired up here for game number 1, and let's see what we do. Ooh, interesting. Raichu, PZ, Clef, Urshifu, Moltres, and Glastrier. Well, as we showed earlier in the week, we beat up Glastrier pretty hard. I think... Man, Drifloon looks really good here. Really like Drifblim. The question is how do they beat Cole? Is this Urshifu? Like, obviously we need to deal with Clef before we can do Cole things. So maybe it's just like Cart and Salamence here. This leaves us kind of weak to Glastrier, having 2 Mons that are weak to it, but if we hit the Will-O-Wisp and then we can just Strength Sap them too, then we should be fine. Moltres, we have like Coco for. I don't think I want Primarina just because of Moltres. How do we beat a PZ? Go faster than it. Beat them up. Yeah, this will be fine. I'm excited. I'm excited for this. This looks like a good match. Looks like a super cool team. Of course, I love PZ. I love Clef. So these speak to me. So let's see what we can do here. And it is Clef PZ. Okay. And it's going to be Coco Drifblim up front for us. The question is, what does PZ have on it? There's our Electric Seed. Do we just want to Volt Switch out into... Could go into Cart. Could also just taunt the Clef. I think if Coco goes down, I'm kind of fine with that. And then we'll Tailwind here. Yep, there's the Dynamax from our opponent. Not surprised by that. I'm anticipating this to be Follow Me plus... Yep, there's the Follow Me. This is going to be Follow Me plus Max Strike, presumably. There's our Tailwind. So now even if they do Max Strike us, we're still going to be faster. We get the Taunt off. So that's fine. And it's going to be Darkness into Drifblim, presumably. Who does not take that well, but again, Drifblim has basically done its job at this point. I'm going to drop our special defense of Coco. But now we can go into Cart And we can... let's see. I think I just like Protect. I don't want to go into Salamence here. I mean, Dazzling Gleam plus Knuckles is probably enough. I could also see PZ protecting here, but then what does Clef do to threaten my Kartana? So if I attack into Max Guard, is that a big deal? And I think the answer is no. I could also see Clef switching out, which if that's the case, I'm also kind of fine with that. Yeah, there goes Clef. Here comes Glastrier. Really glad we got to preserve Salamence in the back then. And probably means I'm going to need to go for a Steel Spike next turn. Unfortunately, Drifblim is like our big Glastrier answer. Like, being able to get the Will-O-Wisp and the Strength Sap off into it just really cripples it, but... Yep, there's a Max Guard. I'm pretty okay with this. I'm pretty okay with this. Because we are Sash, so this next turn we can go Steel Spike into the Glastrier. Pick up the KO on it. Actually, that crit might be important. And then we'll get a +1 to attack as well. And because we're Sash, we're able to live the hit. Actually, I'm going to Volt Switch off of the Glastrier and go for the Steel Spike into it. Just guarantee we pick up the KO on it. And if we don't, then we get to go into Salamence here. They're actually going to withdraw the Glastrier back into Clef. Okay, so Clef is going to go down then. There's a Volt Switch. Kind of unfortunate, but it's okay. Hopefully, Salamence can take this Max Strike coming its way. Yep, there's a Steel Spike. Clef goes down. We're going to go +1 defense, +1 attack this turn. I could also see their PZ having Trick Room, since they do have Glastrier on their side. Just another thing to think about. There's a Max Strike, presumably into Salamence. Yep. Does not take that well at all. But it's alright. We're fine. We're doing A-okay. Now we'll go back into Coco. And I'm going to target down the PZ this turn, just in the off chance that it is, in fact, if it is, in fact, Trick Room on PZ instead of Protect. I would rather get rid of it than let them continue to live here. I think a +1 Steel Spike into PZ should be enough. We're Sash, so even if they do have something for Kartana, it's not going to be enough. Okay, so PZ actually does have Protect. Okay. Good to note. Dazzling Gleam into the Glastrier. Decent chip. Now we're going to go to +2 defense. Man, even through Protect, that does a ton. There's a high horsepower into Coco, but we have Shuka, and we're at +1, so we should be able to live this. Easy. Easy. So Kartana's at -1 speed. So PZ should outspeed it. So yeah, we'll go for the old Razzle Dazzle. And we'll Smart Strike into the Glastrier. I want to remove the Glastrier this turn because I think it is the bigger threat to our team than the PZ is at this point. Especially because Coco will outspeed the PZ. Okay, that doesn't actually pick up the KO on the Porygon. So they're going to get the Hyper Beam into Kartana, but we're Sash. We are going to reveal our Sash, which is kind of unfortunate. But this is actually really good for us because PC is going to go down. And then Smart Strike should pick up a KO here. So now we're at +2 attack, +2 defense, -1 speed. And our electric train is gone. Okay. I'm feeling alright about this so far. And it's going to be Urshifu as their last. And it is Urshifu Dark. Well, luckily, I think they Sucker Punch into the Kartana to pick up the KO on it, so I'm going to protect this turn. This seems weird, seeing how I am protecting in front of an Urshifu, but I don't want to let them get a free KO on the Kartana, when if I protect this turn, and they do... Okay, they're going to protect themselves. Okay, so the idea behind this is if I do protect and they go for Sucker Punch, then that gives me a free turn to attack. Whereas if they do protect like they did, like the things we get punished for is by going for an attack there, and they do have Sucker Punch, because then they can still pick up a KO the following turn. Whereas if we protect and they do Sucker Punch, then we still have 2 Mons and they have a turn to deal with both of them. So being able to guarantee that we're going to be able to get an additional attack off that following turn, pending that they are like Sash or something in that sense, and seeing how they had Protect on their Urshifu, there's a very good chance that they are Sash. Let's see. How do we adjust for game 2? I really like the team we brought. I think what we do is just Kartana Coco up front and make them adjust to Kartana, because on paper, I don't see a good Kartana answer. I kind of want to bring Cole. Kind of also want to bring Primarina. I think Primarina is actually better than Salamence, just because Salamence really did not do anything. Like, granted, it would have been good had we not immediately lost it. Had we been able to actually get the Intimidate off on the Glastrier, it would have been good, but unfortunately, it just didn't play out in a way where we were able to. And looking at their team, with them having multiple dark types, I think having access to Primarina is probably better, just so we can fire off those big Moon Blasts in the end game. Could see opponents switching it up and bringing, like, could be a weakness policy on the Moltres, and them going, like, Volt Switch off of Raichu into it. And it's going to be Raichu PZ up front. Okay. Interesting lead. I like it. I respect it. So I think the play I like this turn I like Knuckle into PZ and swap out into Drifblim. I could see them going for Fake Out plus Max Strike into the Coco slot to pick it up. And Drifblim coming out. I don't see a Darkness going into that slot, and that's the big thing. Is now we're going to be faster than Raichu, so next turn we're going to be able to get a Tailwind off. If in the event they do go for like Nuzzle into my Kartana this turn, which could happen. Raichu is faster than Kartana, so they could Nuzzle before and then go for a Max Strike and pick up the KO on us. That would be the worst case scenario. And they are going to max, it looks like. Okay. How do we play around Nuzzle? What is the play we make that plays around Nuzzle Max Strike into Kartana. Yep, there it is. Okay. Let's see. I'm assuming this is going to be enough. Oh yeah, not even close. Okay, so we've essentially lost this game. How do we play around this? How do we play quality control at this point to prevent the PZ from just running away from the game? I don't think we actually have a solution. I think our best bet is hope that Moonblast KOs the PZ and we can safely get our Tailwind up here. But I don't think Moonblast is going to be enough to KO this PZ. And then Raichu plus PZ should just take it out. They probably Darkness into Drifblim this turn. Yeah, opponent definitely adjusted well here. So how do we deal with Raichu now? That's the real question. I think game 3 we just lead Cole and blow him up. Raichu is still faster than Drifblim. Interesting. Oh, we're at -1 speed. Duh, of course. Well, I mean, we held on. Not great, but we held on. So, hopefully... Like, I don't really see how we come out ahead now. Oh yeah, that did nothing. Yeah, well... So let's adjust for game 3. Opponent played, like, that first turn about as well as we could have... As well as they could have. They didn't bring Clef. What if we just do... Well, I mean, that lead seems really weak to Coalossal. How do they beat a Coalossal on that lead? I guess their answer is Max Guard plus Nuzzle my Coalossal on turn 1. Which, if we want to play that rules, we can just target down the Raichu instead. Because what does PZ have access to that would actually hurt Coalossal? Max Darkness, of course. I think this is just Primarina Coalossal. I really like Kartana. And I think because we're not bringing Coco, then we need to leave Drifblim at home as well. And that means Salamence is... Actually, I think Drifblim is still correct. Just so we can potentially burn the Glastrier if they change it up to where they bring Glastrier up front. Like we can get into a position where we can get a burn off onto it. Because we're still going to be faster than it. All right. Let's see how they adjust here. All right. It is going to be Raichu Cole. Okay. So I think their solution this turn is to fake out plus Max Strike into Primarina, which based on the fact that we are Assault Vest and we took that last game, do we anticipate... I'm just going into Drift Blim. And I am going to Vocalith into the Raichu to pick up the KO on it. This means that we don't have a way of triggering Policy this turn, or Steam Engine, which is going to be unfortunate. But I think this is our best bet, because this means they go for Fake Out plus Max Strike to pick up the KO on Primarina, and therefore never let Steam Engine get triggered. And if we can just make them waste a turn, I feel like we come out ahead. And if they pick up the KO on Drift Blim next turn, then we get back into Cole for the last turn of our Dynamax. And then we can outspeed Cole then, outspeed PZ then. Yep, there's the Fake Out. There's the Max Lightning. Well, opponent, I don't know if you know this, but Raichu doesn't really like when you do that. So that's good. And that's not quite in Vocalith range, it doesn't look like. But now Raichu's at +1 special attack. What does that mean for us? It means this turn, I let Drift Blim go down. I could go into Cart. Does that do anything for us? I don't think so. I think I need Drift Blim to be able to potentially deal with... Glastrier. I mean, I have Cole and Kartana. So I could switch to Kartana this turn and protect the Coalossal, which will KO the Raichu. I like going to Kartana. And I like protecting. Like, my goal is to make PZ waste as much of their Dynamax as I possibly can. They're going to Eerie Impulse. Okay. And there's the Max Strike. Okay. So, Raichu's going to go down. And now we safely got Kartana on the field as well. Which, PZ might be in Sacred Sword range. Like, seeing how it took the Steel Spike, I bet... Nah, I don't think so. I think it's close, but I think it's no cigar. Is this Policy Glastrier? I mean, they had to choose which one they want to target down. I think we take out the PZ. I think we double into PZ this turn. And I'm going to Flare because... Yeah, I'll go for Flare. If they have Urshifu as their last, then this is fine because we still have Moonblast on... we have Moonblast on Primarina to be able to deal with it. If we can preserve Primarina for Urshifu in the back, that would be great. Okay, no Protect. Sacred Sword is not quite enough. Max Lightning into Kartana. See, this is actually really great because they're setting up Electric Terrain, so that means that Drift Blim is going to have its +1 defense when it comes in. And if they take out my Kartana this turn, I get to switch to Drift Blim and burn the Glastrier. So I could have gone for the Flare into Glastrier to pick up the KO on it, especially since we did crit, but I was scared that at -1 it still would not be enough. So all things considered, we got through PZ's Dynamax with 0 KOs, and they're going to trigger my Policy for me. Okay. Honestly, I don't think that could have gone any better for us. We're up 2-4. They have Moltres as their last. Moltres is scary. Moltres is really scary. Kartana is definitely faster than it. I think this might be a Salt Vest Glastrier. Yeah, let's do this. Let's just get some chip. It's a sun boosted heat wave. This is going to give us really good information on the Glastrier this turn. Let's see what opponent does. If they have Protect on Glastrier, I think this is the turn they click it. Moltres protects. Okay. Not quite what I anticipated, but I think this actually works out for us. Sun boosted heat wave from a +2 Coalossal. Okay. There's one. I'm going to protect Coalossal this turn, because I think there's a chance that they Fiery Wrath to try to pick up the double, and if we protect, that means that we can bring in Primarina safely and trigger Steam Engine, and then pick up the KO on the Moltres then. Okay, yeah, this actually worked out pretty well for us. Kartana goes down, but that ultimately is fine. Kartana didn't do a lot this game, but what it did do was really important for us. So now, Aqua Jet plus Heat Wave should be enough. That's going to trigger Steam Engine, which is really what we wanted. Policy, of course, has already been activated. But now we're faster than Moltres, and we're +2 in the sun. That's going to be a KO. Opponent definitely pivoted game 2 way better than we did. But I think we pivoted way better than they did for game 3. So, really interesting set. Really good set, all things considered. And shoutouts to Protato once again. Make sure you check them out on Twitch. And yeah, that was a fun match. Alrighty. So, round 3 here, we got paired up against Mr. Adam Santacos, which if you're not following him on Twitch, go do so. He's a fantastic player and one of the big people from the ATX VGC group, which if you're not following them, I highly recommend that too. ATX is a bunch of fantastic people, and I cannot recommend their stuff enough. So make sure you go and check them out. Check out Adam's stuff on Twitch. Yeah, so Adam's a very good player. I believe him and I have only played once or twice. I know we played in Draft League, and I think that's actually the only time we've played, and I won. So let's see if I can continue the win streak against Adam tonight and see what we can do. So let's see what we got going on. So we got Double Genie with Landio, Thunderous. We have Kartana, Tapu Fini, Incineroar, and Urshifu. So, knowing Adam, I anticipate him to have a solid answer to Coalossal. And off the top of my head, I wonder if they just Dynamax. They don't have really any solid speed control. I like Driftblim plus Primarina up front with Coalossal and Coco in the back here. This means that if they lead on Tapu Fini, I can switch in Coco, get the speed boost from Drifblim, and then get the Will-O-Wisp off into whatever their Dynamax threat is on turn 1. If they threaten like that lead at all, I can always just Primarina Aqua Jet into my Cole slot and switch in Cole. I think showcasing Primarina tells them that I'm going to bring Cole, so that they need to be prepared for it through the rest of the game. But them having Incineroar and Landorus tells me I don't want to bring Kartana, and them having Thundurus tells me I really don't want to bring Salamence and potentially get an Intimidate into their Defiant Mon. So I think these 4 are the correct 4 Mons. It's just a matter of in which order. So let's see what we can do here. And it's going to be Landorus, Thundurus. Okay. I feel pretty okay with this lead. There's Driftblim, Primarina. They're going to get their Intimidate off. This is completely fine. I cannot Strength Sap into Thundurus. I need to remember that. But I can go for the Will-O-Wisp into Thundurus, and I'm going to immediately just switch into Coco. I could see Rock Slide plus Max Lightning into my Drifblim. I could also see them going for Airstream so that they maintain the speed control. Notably, 3 of the 4 Mons here are flying, so they're not on the terrain itself. And with us getting the defense boost, I bet we can take a hit. Especially if we land this burn. They're actually going to max Landorus. Very smart play. Wonder if this is Rockfall. Wonder if this is Rockfall or Quake into... Interesting. Okay. So this is Prankster Thundurus. Really, really smart here. So we get the burn off, but I can just ignore this Thundurus. I don't really care about it now. And there's the Airstream into, my Drifblim, which we take. The big question is do we take another one? I think the answer is pretty obviously no. So the question is what do we do about that? Could just let Drifblim go down. I think there's a very good chance that they outspeed us now. So we get to 214. Yeah, Landorus should outspeed us. We'll go for the Will-O-Wisp into Landorus, but I'm not counting on getting it off. And I'm going to go for a Taunt into the Thundurus slot. This means that... Oh, we are still faster. Oh, that's really good. Oh, that's really, really good. And they're going to Quake into my Coco. I'm going to reveal my Shuka. This tells me they are going for an attack into... Oh, that did a lot. But the fact that Drifblim is faster still means that I can go for, presumably, a... Okay, yeah, sure, whatever. Drifblim did his thing. So now they can't Eerie Impulse me. So I'm going to go into Coalossal. And I am going to just delete this Thundurus as quickly as I possibly can. With them being burnt on Landorus, this feels pretty safe. This also lets us get rocks up. They could switch to Fini this turn. I'm actually going to go for a Volt switch into the Thundurus. I know that we're picking up the KO on the Thunderous this turn. The fact that we ate a Eerie Impulse means that this Volt Switch is not going to do a lot, but this also means that because Thunderous is at +1, it's going to outspeed my Coco. So in the event I do get an attack off, the fact if they target down my Coalossal instead, then I get my free switch into Primarina either way. Either Coco goes down, or I get to get my Volt Switch off and bring it in safely. Either way, I'm pretty okay with this. And there's the Max Quake into my Coalossal. That's going to trigger our policy. We actually don't take that nearly as well as I anticipated. This may be max attack Landorus. And even being burnt, it doesn't accomplish enough. Man. I expected us to be able to take that a little better than what we did. And there's the Thunderbolt into Coco, who, you know, we live. So that's fine. But we're really hurt here. I'm not going to lie to y'all. We're really hurting. We get the crit, so, you know, that's cool. Means that this thing's definitely going down if there was a slim chance that it wouldn't. So now we get to preserve Coco. And we'll go into Primarina. Okay, there's the KO on the Thunderous. It's good to know that it's Berry and not Sash. And Thunderous is done with its Dynamax now. And it's just taking all kinds of chip damage here between Vocalith, Life Orb, Burn. I wonder if a Hyper Voice is actually enough to take out the Landorus this turn. The problem is the Landorus outspeeds us, so I have to go for the Steam Engine play. This is 1000% Sash Kartana. I know this because it's Adam. I know he respects Kartana enough to play Sash on it. Meaning I'm losing my Coalossal this turn. The question is do I also lose my Primarina? And if I don't, how do I properly play this to preserve it? I think we Flare into Kartana, and I think we Aqua Jet into Cole. This might be throwing. They're going to withdraw Landorus. That's actually really good for us. And they're going to go into Feeny, which we can beat Feeny. We can reasonably beat the Feeny. Because what this does is it's going to remove those Quake boosts from their Landorus. So now it's even going to be more submissible to Coalossal when we do get to do our thing. Alright, no crit. That's fine. So they're going to lose Kartana this turn. If this is AV, it goes down. If it is Sash, it goes down to Sash. And it's AV. Okay. That turn could not have played out any better for us. Feeny's going to take rocks. It's also leftovers Feeny. Okay, so they have Assault Vest Kartana. Adam, I'm disappointed that you've changed your mind on that. Adam was one of the first people I talked to that agreed with me on Assault Vest Kartana. I mean on Focus Sash Kartana. And I think the correct play this turn is to target down the Landorus. It's 140 versus 130, but this is boosted by Sun. And then we'll go for the Energy Ball into Tapu Fini. Because this is max attack Landorus, or I'm presuming it is, it probably goes down to the Flare here. Okay, no protects. Okay, Landorus goes down. We're probably going to lose our Coalossal, but then we have... Yeah, Coalossal goes down. This is fine. But now we get to Energy Ball into Feeny, and then bring out Coco this next turn, and pressure them with both. Nice. Okay. So how... Now we just got to think, how does Adam pull himself into this? And how do they... I really want to take this time to think about Game 2. How do they adjust for Game 2? Them leading Thundurus tells me that I really want to lead Coco. I think Drifblim Coco is correct on the lead now that I know what they're doing. And I definitely want to get the taunt off, and I definitely want to burn the Landorus, or the Kartana, or the Urshifu. We're not going to reveal any more information. We're just going to attack here. Yep. So I think Coco Drifblim is the correct lead. Question is, what do they do to adjust? I still think we have to taunt into the Thundurus to prevent it from actually doing its thing. I think if we can get Cole in safely next to Primarina, we win this game. Which is really what happened this last game is, we got Cole in, then we got Primarina in, and we were able to take over the game from there. I think Adam switching out his Landorus really actually just cemented that this game was over, because then Coalossal just got to really just threaten it immensely. The fact that it got rid of its Quake boosts just really showed me that it didn't have a solidified answer for Coalossal at that point. Because I think it probably could have lived the Max Flare. Probably not. We were at +2 in Sun, and they had already taken a lot of chips, so they were probably getting KO'd anyway. And it is the same lead of Thundurus Landorus. The question is does their Thundurus have taunt? I mean, I think I still had to go for the taunt. And if they pick up the double KO here on turn 1, I'm fine with that, to be 100% honest. So yeah, I will taunt this Thundurus, and I'm going to Will-O-Wisp into this Landorus. Okay. That was a turn. So now I'm going to just Volt Switch off this Feeny. And I'll set up a Tailwind. We might as well. Yeah, Feeny protects. Good play, good play. He's going to keep Coco in for another turn. But now they have to Thunderbolt with Thundurus into Driftwind, but we take that. Now we get our Tailwind up. So now I can Volt Switch off a Feeny. And I'm going to Strength Sap into the Thundurus. I wonder if they're going to withdraw Feeny and go into Landorus again. Yeah, super smart play. Super smart play. So the correct play then was to Will-O-Wisp the Landorus slot this turn. Yep. Really well played here. Yep. Adam is just reading me like a book. Does this let me live? 75. It's gonna, it should. I should live this. Hell yeah, Drifblim. Coming in clutch. Alright, I'm gonna Volt Switch off of this Thundurus. I'm gonna Will-O-Wisp this Landorus. They don't make the same play again, right? Okay. Sure, we got a little bit of chip here. Now I'm going to go into Coalossal. They're going to KO my Drifblim. Okay, we get the Willow off. They're going to EQ and trigger my Policy, but they're burnt. Holy cow, Adam! Okay, they crit. Okay, well, this game just got a little harder. This game just got a little harder, because now we're Dynamaxing Preem. Huh. Well, that didn't go well. So I wanted to bring out Coalossal first, because that meant that we were going to presumably... See, this is really awkward, because now I can't protect Primarina, and they can just Eerie Impulse into my Primarina before I can ever taunt them again. Especially now that we're going to go back to electric terrain, so they can Thunder Wave me too. So I'm actually just going to concede this game. I don't want to reveal that I'm Assault Vest, but I think... I really don't have any other play. I think showing Energy Ball shows that I'm Assault Vest. I could just Hyper Voice. But I think he correctly identifies that he's won this game. Earthquaking and getting the crit there is really bad. So I want to do a quick calc. I want to see if that mattered. .252 attack. We will say Adamant. And we will say Life Orb. Level 50. We are Coalossal. Level 50. .140 defense. Alright, so we have no investment. 198 HP. You are not healthy, you are burned. Earthquake does 86 to 102%. Holy cow. That's insane. And I can't just lead Primarina Coalossal because then they have Thundurus up front. I think this is the correct lead. And I think they're going to play the same way. And I think we're going to mind game them and get them out. Seeing how they played this last game tells me a lot about how I need to play this game. So turn one, I want to taunt plus... I want to taunt plus Tailwind. Okay. Alright, alright. I want to Tailwind. I want to Taunt. They're going to switch Landorus out. And actually, if they are smart, they're going to read that I'm going to read them. That's what they're going to do. And Dynamax the Landorus here. So if they double into my balloon, what do I do? They attack into my balloon. I believe, like, if balloon goes down this turn, I think my play is then to Volt Switch off the Thunderous and go into Primarina, or go into Coalossal, or Primarina, I should say, and bring out Coalossal and Max Guard. Holy cow, we are unlucky. Because now... This is really awkward because now we're in... We're in Thunderbolt range. So now I just Shadow Ball. Driftblam... No. I am going to Will-O-Wisp into the Landorus. And I'm going to Volt Switch off of the Thunderous. I need to remove this Thunderous. ASAP. So we'll go into Primarina. They Rock Slide. And Thunderbolt to take out my balloon. Okay. And now we get to bring in Coalossal. Thunderous is... Thunderous is still taunted. I think they maxed Landorus this turn, though. So I think my play is to Aqua Jet my Coal. They're going to Dynamax Landorus, I have a feeling. I don't think they have a reason not to Dynamax Coal this turn. They're going to withdraw the Thunderous. This is fine. They're going to bring out Kartana. They don't Dynamax. Okay, so... They are going to lose Landorus this turn. This is actually really, really smart. Because regardless of who I target down, that Mon goes down. So then, by them doing this, they get to bring back in Thunderous and get an Eerie Impulse off into my Coalossal. Super well played. Super well played, Adam. I just need rocks to be enough, and I'm sure it is. Like, with them being max attack. Okay, easy. So now they probably Dynamax. They could bring in Feeny and Dynamax it, but I don't really care about Feeny Dynamaxing here. Yeah, they're going to bring out Thunderous. So I think my play is to Flare into the Kartana and to Hyper Voice. Hyper Voice is my most damage. They're going to Eerie Impulse into my Coalossal. No, they're going to Thunder Wave. Okay. Which now lets Kartana be faster. Oh, interesting. But now they lose their Kartana. Like, they have Dynamax Feeny here. Yeah, this is going to put them in citrus range. And I don't think a Volt Switch plus I don't think Volt Switch plus Rocks is enough to KO the Thunderous this next turn. So now I'm going to Max Guard Coalossal. And I mean, this is the play I had to make. I had to hope that that Volt Switch is enough to take out Thunderous here. And I don't think it is based on the damage we saw. No, game 1 I was Eerie Impulsed. Adam should target down my Coco. I think it's fairly obvious that I protect Coalossal this turn. Because, like, there's a lot of things that threaten Coalossal here. There's Eerie Impulse. I'm paralyzed, so, like, I could get paralyzed here, too. And Feeny, like, puts on a ton of pressure. Luckily, we get the Max Guard off, and that is a step in the right direction. But they correctly identify... Oh, my gosh, Adam. Adam, you mad lad. Nice read. Nice read, Adam. Holy cow! Just next leveled me into oblivion. Yeah, GG, Adam. GG. Yeah, just shooting at him a good GG here. Man. So, I mean, I'm going to go for the Meteor Beam into Feeny. And we'll go for the old Razzle Dazzle. But there's no way we win this. He Eerie Impulses my Cole. Adam, what are you doing? Target down my Coalossal, dude. Alright, well, we got parried anyway. And now he takes out my Cole. Yep. GG's. All right. You got me, Adam. You got me. But that is going to be it for this week. This team was so incredibly fun from start to finish. Got played like a fiddle game 2 against Adam here, and then game 3 he just masterfully read what he needed to do to win this game, and was able to pull out ahead. So, congrats to him. Like I said that turn, I'm like, I feel like it's fairly obvious that I protect Cole this turn. And so being able to correctly identify that I do protect and just go into the Coco is incredibly smart. So I guess the play to make there instead is to Quake into the Feeny to get the special attack, the special defense boost. And, or we could Vocalith into the Thunderous to guarantee the KO on it. And then we have Fast Cole and Coco, -2 Coco versus Dynamax Feeny. It's an interesting game, but I don't think we come out ahead in that situation. Whereas if we get the chip damage on Feeny and leave the Thunderous alive, I don't think we're winning that game for sure. I think we have a better chance at a 2v1 than we do a 2v2 in that situation. But Adam definitely played super well game 2, and I played like a buffoon. And he played. I feel like we played really well to get us into a good position for game 2 or game 3. And Adam just called every shot that we tried to make. So that's gonna be it, everyone. Thank you so much for watching, and we will be back next week with some more Littleroot laddering. Have a good one. Peace.